I want to, say thanks to everyone on behalf of our leadership team, on behalf of our center. Uh, we thank all the participants in our center meeting these past 3 days. It's been kind of an experiment to do this in a completely virtual format. Um, I do want to wrap us up here with a number of thank yous. So if you wouldn't mind advancing the slides. We had a great panel of folks from the government on Monday. Charles Cooper from NTIA, Ira Keltz from FCC, Duncan McGilvery from NIST, and then Tom Rondo and Martin Weiss from the DoD Future G program. It was great to have them engaged and get their perspectives on all things spectrum. If you could go to the next slide. We're also really grateful for our industry panel. It was moderated by Tong. Did a great job. This one was tricky, of course. It got a little bit uneasy at times, but I think it was a great set of issues to kind of bounce around and get these industry perspectives. It's important for the academic community to better understand them all. We had Dave Kaufman from Amazon Kuiper, Julia McHenry from AT&T, Mark Walker from Cable Labs, and Jennifer Warren from Lockheed Martin. That was great. Thanks to all of them. Next up, today's panel. Whoops, one too many. Today's panel of academics, moderated by Randy. Thank you, Randy. And thanks to Dinesh from UCSD, Eric Berger from Virginia Tech, Kaushik Chowdhury from UT Austin now, and Ray from Rutgers. Great discussions there. Great to have different points of view from outside the center participating, hearing some positive things about SpectrumX, but also some encouragement and things to consider as we go forward. Next slide. Really want to thank all the folks who spent time developing the plenary research talks and the project updates for the NTI liaisons. Too many to mention here, but everybody put in some extra time. It's a busy time of year here as we're approaching the end of the semester, so these were much appreciated. Next up, also really want to thank Frank and Mary for their updates on the flagship projects. They coordinate a lot. There's a lot going on there, so collecting all of that and giving us that tight briefing in the demo. And then education workforce development with Island, Anya, also Maria, and oh shoot, who am I forgetting now?
Mary.
Mary was also contributing to that. Thank you. And then I also want to thank Maria and Ilya for serving as moderators of the lightning talks with the students. Last, but probably not by far not least, in terms of the participants, all the students, primarily students that presented posters, also a number of staff members, they dove into this experiment of using GatherTown with us. It appears they had some fun. They kind of snuck away from their posters and threw some confetti at each other, which was kind of entertaining. So this is an interesting experiment, and we thank them for working with us on that. One more. Thanks to the admin team for helping us get this thing organized and running it fairly effectively. I think there were relatively few hiccups, knock on wood. And so we appreciate all that hard work, Emily, Talia, Stephanie, and Julie. And just a few updates here. So looking ahead, we've got some events that are planned or in development, right? So first of all, many of us know about and many of us are participating in one of our flagship conferences for Spectrum. IEEE DISPAN is in London from May 12 to 16. So look forward to seeing many of you there. There was mention earlier today, I think Mary mentioned that we're going to be planning a software and data workshop as part of Flagship Project 1 in the June timeframe this summer. We have our summer school organized at these 4 sites: NRAO, Ohio State, UPRM, University of Puerto Rico Mayagüez, and University of Albany. That'll be in 3rd week of August. And just looking pretty far ahead, we have our fall center meeting to be planned. So if there's anyone who would actually like to host us, we've tried to move ourselves around to various locations. and host our center meeting at different sites. So if anyone would like to step up and volunteer to host, our admin team would be happy to work with you on that. Of course, we would work with you on the scheduling of that in terms of when your facilities might be available. So dates would be to be determined. However, generally speaking, in light of our overall annual calendar, we try to have the center meeting in the October timeframe, maybe late October timeframe. All right, next slide. I'll hand this one to Emily so she can give you a little bit of context for this slide.
Yep. So we've created just a quick feedback survey that we would love for everyone to fill out. Shouldn't take too long, but really just because this is a virtual format, a little bit different than what we've done before. We really just want feedback from as many of you that are willing to give it. So I'm going to drop a couple links in the chat. The first one will be this survey. There's also a QR code there, and then, the shortened URL if you just want to use that. But again, we just really appreciate any feedback you're willing to give us as we continue to evolve all of the events that we host. Island.
Yeah, just wanted to reinforce we have the summer school, August 21st to 24th. We'll be running it in 4 sites. Sites will have lectures, live lectures, and Zoom lectures, and as well as some hands-on activities for students. Everyone's invited. The Ohio State one, we're going to run at Electroscience Lab, which is a lab with a great history in electromagnetics and remote sensing. And you're all invited, or at least go to the regional one that's close to you. Send your students. It's going to be awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, Highland. In fact, I think it might be good if we've missed any events in this quick summary slide. If there are other upcoming Spectrum events to be aware of, even if they're roughly scheduled now for us, just keep track of them. Feel free to chime in, drop them in the chat, send Emily an email. We do try to maintain a community calendar of events, so there's a way to submit these events onto the SpectrumX website so that we can, have more of a global view and schedule in and around such things. So we encourage you to share those with us as well. So I'll pause in case there's any upcoming events. I know Infocom is in London as well. There's a couple of other, obviously many conferences are in the summertime for various reasons.
There's VTC in Norway in June. There is ISIT in June, also late June in
That's in Ann Arbor.
I think
Yeah,
that
we'll try to add some of those.
ICC in Montreal, also early June. They're back to back, all of them.
In fact, I'm going to make a note. Maybe we should set a list of IEEE societies, Communications Society, IT Society,
technology,
antennas and propagation. Sorry?
Vehicular technology, signal processing.
Vehicular technology, signal
microwave,
MTT.
Aerospace. They're all GRSS, right? Scott, you're probably part of GRSS.
I am part of GRSS.
They're in Brisbane. They're in August, I think.
Yeah, basically it is August in Brisbane, Australia. I had to cancel. I don't think there are going to be many Americans there.
Oops.
Each of those societies are planning out conferences, months or years ahead of time. And so we can be going to their websites and tracking some of these key conferences and maintain, maybe a more of a broader list of these relevant conferences on our website. So that's maybe an extra note to add there, Emily, for one of our admin team.
Great.
The IEEE, the IEEE Aerospace Society has their meeting in Big Sky, Montana in March every year.
I heard that. I don't know why, but
that sounds like a good one to get to.
Yeah, that's what I understand.
We could visit Yellowstone along the way.
I was gonna say just to kind of, we could talk about this in Gather Town too, but maybe a good thing to do is to organize panels in sort of really larger conferences. ICC and GlobeCom, they're attended by close to 3,000 people. I know IGARS is pretty large also, or it was last year. It was the first time I've been there.
Yep.
So in those, we can have panels on Spectrum that brings different stakeholders. And I think that's a much bigger audience than the ISPAN.
About IGARS, I had been planning a Spectrum session as part of their sort of policy and programmatic sessions at the meeting in Brisbane, but I had to cancel it because I couldn't make it, and basically other key people couldn't make it. However, IGARS is happening in 2026 in August in Washington, D.C.
Great. Plenty of conferences and related things to follow up on. It almost sounds like we need a conferences committee within SpectrumX to come up with strategy of where we're going to pursue these types of opportunities.
Not a bad idea.
I have lots of thoughts
Generating
on
committees.
I mean, there's always room for another committee. Come on. All right. With that being said, I am excited about our next session. I don't know about the rest of you, but this is a grand experiment. Usually we get to interact and hang out socially. So we're going to try a virtual happy hour. We've all been pushing hard. We've had a great meeting. Thank you all so much once again. But I think the plan is we're going to transition into GatherTown and settle in wherever we're comfortable. And I myself am going to kick my feet up and relax a little bit at the place for adult beverages here on campus. Not with NSF money, of course, but I look forward to catching up in GatherTown as I kind of relax a little bit here this afternoon. Thanks again, everyone. Emily's going to give you the GatherTown link one more time.
Thank you. Thank you.
And we'll see you at the next one.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye now.